Hi everyone, it's time for another Splatfest, the 6th American one. Cars versus planes. I haven't chosen a team yet, but this is no contest, I'm picking cars. Everyone keeps talking about how planes are significantly more popular, and I'm not surprised at all. I'm not picking planes for sure because all the kids chose plane, apparently. And I am not playing with people who are struggling to do the basic things. Not to mention, I'll end up playing versus Team Plane multiple times if I choose Team Plane because it's so much more popular. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's at least 40 against 60%. Yeah, there's more blue than orange, but it's significantly more blue when you actually do matches. Anyway, gotta check the shops because there's new weapons that have been unlocked. Okay, for the first time, no new shirts for me to buy, which means I probably got everything. About time too. Looking fairly fresh, custom range blaster. Customized performance, splat bombs, and the Kraken. Yeah, Kraken for both new weapons here. Although this new weapon, the custom E-Liter 3K scope, is basically the same thing as the basic custom leader. Yep. I'd try it, but then if I try this weapon, the custom E-Liter 3K scope, I won't be able to do a 360 no scope because I will be using a scope. So I'll stick to my custom E-Liter for the time being for this Splatfest. Also, car. This is no contest. Also helps that I prefer orange. So yeah, basically just gonna play probably until I'm queen, maybe a bit after that. I want a bit more footage this time. And I'll show the 4 to 6 best matches for this video. And I'll have a bunch of footage for the Splatoon is no voice chat thing, and there's gonna be a reaction video for the results. Yep. Alright everyone, I just played the Splatfest until I was Queen rank, and I did plenty of good matches, although I will disappoint you, I will disappoint some of you in one aspect. I kinda didn't play with my charger all that often, because this was not a charger-friendly rotation at all. In fact, it was probably the most uncharger-friendly map or rotation of maps that it could have been ever. So I kind of dropped my E-Liter after like 8 matches. I picked it up again when I was about to reach Queen, but then I dropped it again because I kept losing matches after that. I did, however, think this match when with my custom E-Liter was good enough to show. And there was a roller waiting for me right there. Good thing I didn't try to go forward. That's one of the things I didn't want to risk. Actually just staying there, waiting for someone to jump from that place right over there. Anyway, the beginning right here is, this whole match is pretty dominating on our part. But I do show at a certain point that it's a good idea to watch, like if you're dominating and all your Inklings, all your teammates are all inside the enemy's base, keeping some of the enemies in. Make sure no one sneaks out. Because if they do, they can make a huge mess. And I missed that Inkling right over there, which was kind of a bad thing because that means he got to throw his Ink Missile, or Ink Strike rather. I keep calling it Ink Missile very often because that's basically what it is, let's be honest. I mean, Seekers are apparently called Chase Bombs in the Japanese version, which makes a lot more sense to be honest because there's a special called Bomb Rush, which is basically whatever bomb you have as your sub, except you can throw it unlimited times, or until your charger runs out or your special meter runs out. Anyway, I did a good job with my Kraken right there. I wasn't expecting to catch anyone. I was just trying to herd some players to my roller teammate. Of course, if I had catched anyone, it would have been a bonus. Anyway, I broke the wheel of those 2 players over there, but remember my warning? Make sure no player sneaks behind your defenses, or offense in this case. And I did a miscalculation with the weapon this player had. It had a lot more range than I expected. Well, the end Zap 89, that's pretty much just splatter shot range. Still. we could have easily lost the match if we had let those players go with no defense. If we had not repelled those players at any point. Here I help my ally take care of that player right there because really, I lost like at least 2 matches in this map because we let some players bypass our offense. That's why I keep warning you guys about that. Of course, it can't be helped if your allies aren't that great, which happened quite often on both teams, I bet, this Splatfest. Although it probably happened on the Planes team much more often because Planes is significantly more popular than Cars. Alright, time for match 2. And this time, I'm actually going to be using the heavy splat lane, which I'm beginning to really like. Actually, I've been liking the splat lane for quite a while now. To the point where I feel that the heavy splat lane has completely rendered the vanilla jet squelcher obsolete for me. I still consider the custom one to have a purpose if I want to use it, but vanilla jet squelcher has the exact same subs and the same kind of the same concept. It shoots far and has a bit of trouble splatting, but the difference is that I think the heavy splat lane might actually fire a bit further, and it is much more effective at splatting foes. The only thing the jet squelcher seems to have over the heavy splat lane is that it can fire instantly, which is not that very good because you're not supposed to be within range of being hit when using either the jet squelcher or the heavy splat lane. You're supposed to just keep your as much distance as you can. Anyway, I chose this match because I really liked it. I had lots of fun with it. It's another pretty dominating one. And there's also this trick right here where I use the splash wall. What I do is I throw the splash wall at a wall. It bounces back a bit. It gives me a bit of room to, like, it makes me invincible while on that thing. The thing that constantly moves in Port Mackerel. Like this. See? It's very effective. In fact, Splash Wall is probably at its most broken in this map. I think you only need 2 to potentially keep opponents completely locked down inside either their own base or other segments. Whatever the case, if you have Splash Wall, you should have a very easy time playing this map. See how broken it is? 2 easy splats because the foes want to catch me. Also helps that ink missile is also very useful. When it comes to splatting foes with the heavy splat lane, I think there is a bit of a... I don't even know where I'm going with this, but when you're charging up the splat lane, if you charge a full like circle, the second circle charges faster. That's something to consider. Because actually, that's something I really have to like make research on with myself because I'm not positive if it consumes the same amount of ink the first circle did when you charged it. And here I steal my allies' skills right here. Too bad for you. And here I do a mistake, throwing the splash wall a bit too far. And because of that, well, we got brushed by the ink brush. I'm not sure how I feel about the ink brush. I think ink brush Nouveau is much better. Or rather, the Octobrush is much better. I'm trying the ink brush Nouveau as well, though. And it has some strengths, I think. Mostly because of the ink mine. Time for match number 3. This time, I'm going to be using the L3 Nozzle Nose D. I think that's the name of this thing. Well, whatever the case, it's the one that has the disruptor with the killer whale. I only use this weapon because of the sub special combination, honestly. I don't really care all that much for the gun, but the sub is so good when it's combined with that special. And that player right there was smart to super jump out of the way. Here, I was dumb because I didn't see that player right here, Lissy, had the Ixuka ready. Yeah, so when you hit your opponent with a disruptor, their ink recovery is much slower and they move at roughly half speed. What I like about this with Killer Whale is that you can hit someone with a disruptor and that pretty much guarantees if you aim correctly that you'll hit them with a Killer Whale. It's probably why that player right at the beginning that I hit with the disruptor, that's why that player super jumped out of the way. Even though there was no way for my Killer Whale to be ready. It's because it was almost guaranteed that it would splat that player. And just jump over those Seekers. That's all you have to do. The only time where you should not jump over a Seeker is when you are... Or that poor player. Didn't see that Seeker coming. The only time you shouldn't jump over a Seeker is when you are against a wall, because the Seeker will explode when it hits the wall, which will splat you anyway. Anyway, yeah. You guys saw that? That player super jumped again after I hit him with a Disruptor. Kind of neat how fast that player's reactions are. Hit that player with a Disruptor. Super jump. They super jumped out of the way. You guys saw that? Kind of neat how fast that player's reactions were. And here we have a suction bomb rush with a Seeker coming. I managed to dodge everything, surprisingly enough. But I got extremely lucky here with Lissy completely missing me with the Ingzuka. The Ingzuka is a bit weak in some cases in Kelp Dome. Because it can easily hit, well actually maybe not in Turf War, but in Ranked, the Ingzuka has a bit of weakness because of multiple new like small parts that completely block the hits of the Ingzuka. That still doesn't stop it from randomly catching you when you're like completely behind a wall though. Yes, it's always worth it to use the Killer Whale as soon as you hit a player with the Disruptor. Always. And I don't know how Lissy missed me right there, but won't complain. I think that's Scenario Spray MG he or she was using. It does have short range, but it hits all over the place, so... A bit weird how it didn't hit me. And I've spent the entire match in this one small area, in case some of you haven't noticed. I still ended up scoring over 1,000 points, I believe. Yeah, over 1,100 in fact. Totally worth it. But then again, that roller wasn't really good. So that was my third match with the L3 Nozzle Nose D. I enjoy that weapon, but I'm not very good at it. Don't know when I'll be able to do a tutorial on it. Match number 4, and this time it's with the Nuvo Ink Brush. I only decided to try this weapon because I really went for variety in terms of weapons when I played in this Splatfest, because I couldn't really make use of any of the chargers, considering how unfriendly this map rotation was to them. I didn't want to use the basic ink brush because I don't feel it's that great, but the ink brush Nuvo, that's something I felt that has maybe potential. Maybe. It's also because I want to see how the bubbler is. It's been a long time since I've used it. It feels like it lasts less, not as long as a Kraken does, for some reason. I guess that might make sense, considering it's pretty overpowered when you're using it with allies, particularly if you have many allies. Anyway, here's a good strategy I haven't mentioned in a tip video yet. Just stalling is really good. Just stalling in one spot that your opponents know you are there, as long as you can, is good, because it means your opponents are trying to focus on you and not, you know, going all over the place. And here, I took a humongous risk going all up to the face of that player. I'm surprised I survived, and I'm even more surprised I didn't splat him. I guess it's still useful though, because I'm distracting my opponents. That's something that the ink brush is good for, I suppose. And here there's a Kraken player. Fortunately, he missed me. Got splatted for his trouble. And here, I managed to survive somehow. I guess that player thought I still had, because I still had my bubbler on, I would get to him, but fortunately, he stopped attacking me, which gave me a chance to survive. Because if he had just kept attacking, I would have gotten splatted for sure. I'm not positive where the best spot to use the ink mine is in this map. I guess at choke points, but there's never really an instance where the ink mine is particularly useful in my match here. I was just spending my time harassing the opponents for the most part. And here I got caught super PDF once again. He's a charger, so I attacked his weak point for massive damage. And here, I don't know what I was doing. That was a very bad use of the bubbler I did right there. I'm just stalling here, because like, if you stall long enough, your opponents will start to think you're there for quite a long time. At which point, if you like move away, you can pretty much make your opponents look really dumb. But speaking of really dumb, this part right here was really dumb of me. I wasn't paying attention to where all the opponents were. But that's okay. At quick respawn. Actually, I had 2 pieces of equipment when it comes to boots in this Splatfest. Either my quick respawn boots, the motor boots, or my trail boots, the one with the ink recovery. Every time I had the ink recovery boots, I would die more often than when I had the quick respawn boots. Very annoying. Alright, time for the final match. This time it's with the gold dynamo roller, which I haven't used in a long time, but I still consider myself to be pretty decent with it. Also, although I do forget occasionally how bad the ink tank is with this weapon. Anyway, for the beginning, I really have to pull my weight because my team really did not pick up the pace until like much later. Here I get an early kill from Ryan R. And right here, I had to choose between Splat and one opponent. And I chose Juta 1110 over that Splattershot Junior player. Unfortunately, my teammates were not doing a good job handling all the opponents all over the place here. And, well, to be fair, I did a mistake too. I did not cover my back before getting rid of the opponents in front of me. I managed to splat 2 foes at least, but Ryan R managed to sneak behind us, and he's just standing in place holding one button, splatting all of us. So here's where I have to like pick up the pace because my allies are not, doing well enough. So I splat Robinson, cover the area here, because really, why isn't it covered? I throw a bomb, then use the ink strike, because there was an ink mine waiting for me there if I tried to go forward. While my ink strike was in effect, I went forward and splatted whichever opponents were trying to move away from the ink strike. I caught one opponent, but the other one used a bubbler. Fortunately, my allies were able to pick up the slack at this point. We managed to completely repel all of them out of our base. A good thing too, because the match was already half over at this point. The good news, or the easy part now, is that the fact of the matter is these opponents weren't that great. So we managed to completely lock them out for the rest of the match. Yeah, but the beginning was intense, considering how many opponents I have to splat to reverse our current predicament. Also, I think we're 3 rollers. That's kind of nifty. Anyway, yeah, Dynamo Roller showing its strength here. On Port Mackerel, I'm not sure how good Dynamo Roller really is. It's easy for your shots to get blocked by all the different crates and whatnot. So you have to be careful in the way that you aim. I think you really have to use the splat bombs a lot to make good use of the Dynamo Roller in this map. Here I just spend my time going all the way around, making sure no opponents breach through. Because if they do, well, we could potentially lose very easily. Because this is that kind of map. I think Kelp Dome is another map that's like that. Kelp Dome and Port Mackerel, it's very easy for the situation to be reversed. Probably because the maps are sort of kind of small. And I got splatted before I could use my ink strike at the last second there, but that's okay. We still won by a large margin anyway. And that was the last match that I thought was worth uploading full. For this Splatfest anyway. Hope you all enjoyed them. What do you guys think about variety like this? With me using different weapons every Splatfest from now on. Because I've had completely charger-centric Splatfests for 5 times now. For the last 5 Splatfests. I think adding weapon variety to the matches will be a good idea. At the very least, it makes uploading matches like this, good matches like this, much easier. Check the playlists below for more. Hope you all enjoyed this video and hope you all have a very nice day. Bye-bye.